Hello everyone and welcome back to the Webnestify channel. In today's video we will follow up on our last week video, the SSH guide. So in this video particularly we will continue our xCloud series. So in this part 2 we will secure the SSH on xCloud servers. And this is really necessary because by default, yes, it is secure as it can be, but we still can take it further and follow zero trust principles. So what will we basically do? We will completely disable the port 22 for SSH connections while keeping the xCloud management agents communicating. So that means the SSH will be whitelisted to the xCloud management IP addresses, and then we will connect from our local tailnet, which is modern and it follows zero trust principles in 2026. So this video will be relatively shorter and easy to follow, so stick around and let me know if you have any issues, questions. Leave the comments down below, or even you can hit me up on xCloud community on Facebook, and where I can answer some of your questions. So stick around, and yeah, by the end of this video your xCloud server will be even more secure. Alright, so again, I am in my virtual machine, and I try to take this as from not very technical person, like day-to-day business owner, where they usually create servers via API or other things. So what we will do at the beginning is to add our user to the server where we can log in. So first what we need to do is open any server that you would like to have it, but I recommend you do this guide or setup on every single server that you have, because there's no reason why you shouldn't, so that's why. And I think when we go to the management sudo users, here we will need to add our sudo user, and let me click add a sudo user. And basically what sudo means is you will add administrative account for this server. So we will name it like SSH, it doesn't matter. Sudo password, try to generate, for example, from your Bitwarden. We generate a passphrase, should be good. Get that. And for the SSH key, you need, if you don't have your SSH key, I recommend you watch the SSH guide, the last week video, but for now, click the add SSH key. We will do SSH guide, doesn't matter what name it is. Go to your vault or your password manager of your choice, go to SSH, open it and copy the public key, put that SSH key there. And then what we can do is, why my mouse is not working? We can click save, and sudo user has been queued. It will be added shortly. That's completely fine. Now what we need to do is basically we need to log in to our server. So let me open a terminal, let me clear this, and it's gonna be SSH add that one. Are you sure you want to continue? Of course you do. And now the Bitwarden is asking that you want to authorize this SSH request for this user, and you want to authorize. And this is already step 1 of proper security in 2026 for basic things. So now you can see we are logged at SSH, and you can do who am I, and you are SSH. And now we need to elevate ourselves to the sudo. So we do sudo y And now you need to enter your password. So let me go to the Bitwarden. We go to generation history, and I think it's this one. Let me copy that. Nope, it's not that, so it will be probably this one then. Okay. So once you logged in as root or elevated yourself as root, what we now going to check is the firewall rules on the server. So we can do UF3 status numbered, and as you can see, the xCloud comes with the default firewall, which allows HTTP 3, 443 UDP, HTTPS, and also HTTP on port 80. But yeah, and then it also automatically whitelists all the xCloud server IP management servers which are used to communicate between xCloud, your dashboard, and your servers. But one thing that yeah, that's fine. So we can verify that we have those rules. That's completely perfect. Now let's go back to the xCloud dashboard, and let's go to the security and the firewall management. And as you can see, basically you have the firewall management for the UFW right here in your dashboard. So you don't need to basically do the command line interface. So for example, let me test that. Let's do rule test port anything, and let's do TCP traffic allow. Let's add rule, and we should soon also see this port when we do UF3 status numbered. And as you can see, we have this port here. So basically the xCloud user interface is UI for the UFW. So we can now easily remove this firewall rule because we don't need it. Okay, the firewall rules is deleted. And basically what are we going to do today? We're going to completely remove this any 222. And for that, if you follow my part 1 of the SSH, you need to get your Tailscale free account, and then you need to onboard your device. So what we need to do first is go to access control. If you did not start your Tailscale first, all the zero trust principles are in access control list, and this is really necessary to get it right, because with ACLs you control who can get where, and this is important. So first let me create the tags, and we will create, for example, tag for our workstation machine, and tag owner usually is your account. You can save the tag, and then we will create tag for the xCloud SSH, and tag owner, again, it will be your account. Click save. So tag workstation machine is this virtual machine or any computer you are currently logged in, like Windows, Linux, macOS, it doesn't matter. And then we have the tag xCloud SSH, which will add to all xCloud servers. Then you go to general access rules, and we will add our rule. So for the source where you want to connect from, you can use all users in devices, but we are following zero trust, so it will be only tag workstation machine, and destination to connect to will be xCloud SSH. And ports and protocols, we don't want all ports and protocols. We will do just TCP 22, and that's it. And there will be xCloud SSH, and this is our access control, access grant. Perfect. So now when we go to machine, this is our macOS workstation where I'm recording. So I go to edit settings, edit ACL tags, and I will add workstation machine. I will remove this old one, click save, and now we will onboard our xCloud server to the Tailnet. So you click add a device, Linux server, and you can specify the tag. So you do xCloud SSH and generate install script, and you copy the script in your clipboard, go to your terminal still as a root, and you paste this, and it will automatically install the latest Tailscale agent, and it will add our machine to local Tailnet so we can SSH via private Tailnet. Perfect, so let's do system control status Tailscale. Everything is correct. Let me clear this. Let me go back to the devices, and as you can see, we have our xCloud tutorial machine connected. Great. So now on, you can completely delete this rule because we will SSH via local subnet. So delete this rule. Of course, it will ask you that for this, it will ask you to add your current IP address to whitelist. So for example, if Tailscale is down or something happened, which is not very likely, but in that case, always add your current IP to the whitelist, and you understand your risk, etc, etc. So you want to delete this rule anyway. And this is really good job from the xCloud to notifying user what needs to be done. Amazing. So our IP should be in whitelisted. And we got no port 22 wide open. Same what we can do when you go to your server provider firewall. You can also disable port 22 globally on the virtualization layer. Perfect. So now we should go back to the terminal, and let me exit that. Actually, let's verify if the firewall rules are there. So UAV status numbered, and we have no port 22 open anymore, which is what we wanted. So let's do exit. And yeah, now all the magic happens. Basically, you can just SSH using the name. So let's do like SSH xCloud tutorial. Let's do actually user SSH, and user is SSH. Want to accept, unlock your Bitwarden, authorize the connection, and there you are. As you can see, where are we? As you can see, the last login was from the public IP address. But when we exit that and SSH again, now you see last login is from your local private subnet. And this is something that change things, a lot of things. Now you don't need to worry that for SSH vulnerabilities, outdated packages, some remote code execution on open SSH servers, which can happen. And now your SSH is completely secure and whitelisted, and you are connecting from your local Tailnet. So if that's basically it for this video. Is very easy, and seriously, I highly recommend to follow if you don't have any SSH keys or you don't know how to create a secure SSH, then you need to follow the SSH guide from the last week video, and you will set up your SSH key and password managers. You will get to know better the Tailscale and other options that you have, because Tailscale is not the only one. There are a couple of them, and then you will be up to the speed with this part 2 of xCloud SSH. And I hope you start to think more like zero trust in mind. Never trust, always verify. And this is really important for your day-to-day operations, your day-to-day life. And this is necessary to keep your digital business secure and sound all the time. So yeah, that's it. Alright everybody, so there you have it. In this video we secured our xCloud server with the Zero Trust principles and modern tools. And in the next video, part 3, we will start exploring how we can even further secure our Docker server and Docker applications on the xCloud, because yes, there are some standard things that everyone is doing, but I think we can do better, right? So that's why we will secure the Docker daemon and we will check some applications. So stay tuned for the part 3, and I hope you like this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me on the xCloud community forum or Facebook, or leave the comments down below. Alright, so that's it for this video, and I see you guys in the next one.